Alright guys, welcome back to some more MX bikes. Today we have something pretty sweet. This is the Muddy Creek Pro National track by G-Dub MX. This track, it sounds like from what he said, it's been in the making for roughly 4 years, so it's been a while. He finally decided it was time to finish it. He had some help. He thanked a bunch of people for helping him to complete this. But pretty much, to sum it up, he said that this is the 2015 version of Muddy Creek. And he said it may not be perfect, but it's pretty close, and he wanted to have some more AMA Pro National tracks to race on. Because him and... There's a bunch of people that play online together and do races and stuff, so he wanted to have another AMA Pro National track, even if it isn't a current one for 2020. You know, when he started it, it was 4 years ago, so he just wanted to finish it. So he did say that he wanted the track to have a TFC factory track feel to it, but have more roughness, and he definitely accomplished it. I mean, it may not seem that rough, but I tell you what, it's rough. It's really, really rough. And I'm using the CRF 250. And it was rough. It was doable. And I felt like I could kind of get around it. Now, I did run a ton of laps trying to get the best ones. And this was a tough track. So I feel like my laps here probably weren't as good as Glen Helen, because it was so much tougher to go fast on this track. It was just... the braking bumps and just the straightaways even were so choppy that it was really easy to get out of control. And also on the 250, there's a step-up triple, which you just saw us go by. We didn't actually hit the triple because I'm sure you can do it. But for me on the 250, it was very, 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 very difficult. I never actually could. And then at the very beginning, we hit a triple and then a double step onto a table. You can actually quad that and then have the table. But I couldn't do it on the 250, so at the end, I hit it with the 450. So if you want to see those big, massive, insano lines, stay tuned to the end, and you'll see us hit those on the 450. Now, I was kind of watching G-Dub play this track. He streamed it when it came out because it's his own track. I'm pretty sure, now you can correct me if you happen to be watching this video, but I'm pretty sure he was using the 450. They were doing a race, a multiplayer race, and it's like poetry watching those guys play this game, because on the 450 you're gonna see it was so tough to ride the track. I basically was at an idle around the track because you really feel the roughness more on the 450 than you do the 250. And just riding the 450 in game is significantly more difficult than the 250. So the sections, the straightaways, the braking bumps into the corners, all of that feels amplified on the 450. So a super crazy tough track on the 450. Tough on the 250, tough on any bike, but specifically the 450, it was very, very tough. And you gotta remember, I'm not that great at the game. I play it for a while, I kind of get into it, we do some videos, and then it feels like the want to see MX bikes on the channel kind of goes away after a while, so I kind of stop playing. And then every time I come back, I kind of have to relearn the game. I mean, not completely, but every time I make a few gains in playing the game and doing videos and stuff, I stop playing, and then I never actually progress. So I'm basically stuck where I am right now. So real quick before we continue with the track, if you want to see more MX bikes, make sure to leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments. Some of you kind of did on the last video, but it didn't feel like a ton of people wanted to watch it, so I don't know. We'll see how this video does and then make a decision if we continue MX bikes or if we move on to something different. I will mention though, there was a funny comment by, I forget who it was by, but they said 3,000 likes for an MX simulator video. I'll tell you what, we have a deal. If this video gets 3,000 likes, we'll do an MX simulator video and continue MX bikes. Now I'm kinda joking. I mean, obviously that would be sweet. It's not really realistic, but to respond to that comment, you're on. You have a deal. But all joking aside, this track is fantastic. And he did say that, I've been commenting on how rough the track is. He did say he really likes tracks that are very, very rough. So he added in a ton of roughness. He said he changed some of the jumps and jump faces maybe. Made some different ruts and all that stuff, but I feel like he did a great job. I feel like, and I always say this, but it feels as if the track is not impossible to ride, but difficult to master. I guess the saying would go easy to do, hard to master, but this track isn't really easy, for me at least. It was tough, and the step-up triple that you're gonna see here on the next lap, that was really tough, because even if you could get it, it's really, really tough to get stopped for that corner. It is. I actually, in the clip you're gonna see, we do get around the track okay. Again, it was like an idle speed, because it's so hard to ride the 450 on this track for me. But it is pretty easy to hit all the jumps on the track, because pretty much you can just lug it out of the corner and get over it. But very, very tough to get stopped for that corner on the step-up triple. Now I will say that hitting the quad table at the start of our lap is easier than hitting the triple step-on. The problem with the triple is that it's harder to time. The quad is just a full send, at least for me. The way I ride it is just a full send. The triple, you kind of have to just you have to time it just right. It's not as easy, and I mess that up tons. Compared to the 250, it's just really hard to control the bike on a rough track like this. On a smooth track, Glen Helen, or any track that isn't rough, it's not as bad. It's still harder to control, but I don't really use the 450, so it's tough anyways. And then add in, I don't really play really, really rough tracks. It made it that much tougher. But somehow we managed to put together a full lap. Might not be pretty, but we got the two big lines for you. So that was the main point of this. And I do crash on the step-up triple. Warn you about that because I couldn't stop for the corner. But I do have a clip at the very, very end of us actually hitting it without going down. So you will see it. But yeah, back to what I was trying to say is I have seen G-Dub on this track. It's unbelievable how easy it looks for him. And it's not easy. It really isn't. I mean, some of you guys that maybe played a ton might feel like I'm over-exaggerating, but it's tough. And it's a heck of a lot of fun to watch somebody like G-Dub ride this track. I highly encourage you guys to go check him out. He does tons of MX bikes. But here we hit the triple! And crash. We crashed. I was grabbing a handful of brake, but but we couldn't get stopped. But that's pretty much the end of this video. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.